about the last time you were planning a great vacation for your family? There was the anticipation of the destination, the food, the activities, the fun. It all got you through those last few days when you had to pay it forward to be able to leave work and enjoy the vacation. We love vacations. After grinding out the work for however long, we love the anticipation of letting off the gas and coasting for a few blissful days of a whole lot of nothing. Our family loves to go to the beach. You get the food, you get the drinks, the sunscreen, the beach toys, and of course, a good book. And the rest is pure delight. No calls, no deadlines, no meal times, nothing. I love it. But let's face it, too many days on the beach without any responsibilities, and the routines would get the lack of routine would get pretty old quickly for most of us. We really do best in the large majority of our life with some sort of a routine to help us anticipate our days. Research has shown that the anticipation, just the anticipation of a long-awaited event can be effective in relieving stress, though admittedly, not much compares to a day on the beach. That sure leaves me pretty happy and in a very relaxed state of mind. But there is rhythm to planning a vacation and enjoying the vacation and then returning to your normal routines of life. Summer vacation for kids in school is kind of like this. It has the same effect. They dream of the last day of school when they can throw off their books and their cares and forget about homework for a blissful 10 weeks of fun in the sun. Then as summer winds down, there's a certain excitement that builds when the stores fill with fresh school supplies and we buy new backpacks and they get excited to see their friends again and begin a journey of learning new things all over again. These are rhythms of predictable change. The change is refreshing, but the rhythm of the change is comforting. We like to know what to expect. But there are times in every person's life when they get a curveball. The expectations are thrown out of the park. Routines get challenged, and the rhythm of life gets upset. You think to yourself, I just didn't see this coming. And you have to figure life out all over again. Things that came naturally before now have to be retrained and done with intentionality. Systems that worked before have to be reset and maybe even reimagined. These are uncomfortable circumstances, and let's face it, humans don't like to be uncomfortable. In fact, we spend a great portion of our time and resources working to surround ourselves with things that make us comfortable. But growth doesn't naturally happen in the comfortable. Stagnation happens. That's why the first tip was simply get up. Resist stagnation. But when you get up, the question is, what are you going to do? So here's my tip for today. It is reimagine and reestablish routines. You'll need to spend some time thinking through the new paradigm of life at home. This was not a vacation you had planned or an anticipated season of change even, but it came. So spend some time planning it out. You're not likely to have the freedom to spend your days at the beach, though I wouldn't complain. So how are you and your family going to spend your days? How are you going to progress? For every family now with school-age children at home, you're faced with a prolonged summer and possibly some homeschooling. So what routines can you establish for you and your children to give some predictability to your days? What time are you going to go to bed? What time are you going to wake up? When will meals be? What does each member of the family need to do each day or week to keep the home tidy and contribute to the running of the home? When will chores be done? How long will you spend on various activities before enjoying free time? You see, establishing set routines with flexibility and grace built into them will help you and your family enjoy this unforeseen season with its vacation from normal activities and its new responsibilities without the added stress of not knowing what to do in any given day. Kids especially need you to step up and lead the charge through this season. I know my kids don't like being isolated from their friends and their normal activities, yet they push against my insistence of some routines. They'd rather sit around on the couch and play games all day. But the reality is, when they're in a routine and they know what to expect from me, and they understand generally what they're going to be doing on any given day, they tend to be more respectful. They tend to be less given to emotional struggles, though they still happen, and they tend to just be generally happier. One new routine we've established and are working to make part of our everyday life now is something we learned from online success mentor Darren Hardy. He calls them jam sessions. Now, jam sessions for himself and his staff are 90 minutes, but I've taken the idea and reimagined it for our kids. They both now have their own personal kitchen timer, and each day they have 45-minute jam sessions in addition to their regular chores. So during these jam sessions, they work on a given assignment. This might be reading a book, practicing a sport, creating something new, cleaning their space, etc. Whatever it is, but they know what to expect, and so do I. They know they won't have to work longer than 45 minutes as long as they really put in the time well. This gives us a common vocabulary to use for the expectation of the time spent and the freedom to be flexible with whatever wave the day may bring us. So here's my question. What will you do to reimagine and reestablish healthy and fun routines for yourself and your family? Until tomorrow, I hope you see what God has placed in your life to bless your soul.